Let's go there and then get updates on everything that they put there, and then watch them also live on Facebook. When you hear the name HRTV, you are talking about television that comes from the heart. Oh, HRTV. Oh, makuma tomi emwati. Me that one say.
Good morning, children. A B C D E F G H R E H R E T V. Go and watch HRE-TV. Bye bye.
Yankutuna nasio nyameno no. Yanana sia wa maya tamfuate shoko. Hey, dia wa ne dia no. Wayama na yamenwanwa. Hey, wayama na timwa. Atamfuate shoko. Ghana for me did unbreakable joy is blessing. Oh, HRE-TV. Kosuana she.
Last year, we sold out the Lincoln Theater, and Columbus, Ohio asked us to come back. It's that time again. Columbus.
I was at one, your friend Carly Boss, the only boss with what is. Do you know about TapTapSend? Unima Metro. TapTapSend is one of the easiest, convenient, reliable money transfer app you can get. You can download TapTapSend on Google Play Store or App Store. We download it and then you register. Register and you are good to go to send money across every place, many countries in the world. TapTapSend. Why wouldn't that? I was at one, your friend Carly Boss, the only boss with what is. Do you know about TapTapSend? Unima Metro. TapTapSend is one of the easiest, convenient, reliable money transfer app you can get. You can download TapTapSend on Google Play Store or App Store. We download it and then you register. Register and you are good to go to send money across every place, many countries in the world. TapTapSend. Why wouldn't that?
The search is over. Are you ready for 29th July? African Most Beautiful USA. Who wears the crown?
The night is gonna be live from 2000 Howell Drive by Myra, New Jersey, 08065. And Boost Up 23. Yes, it's over. The search is over. And the ladies are ready. Apparently, we are anticipating the maiden event. Who wears the crown for African Most Beautiful USA 2023? Date, Saturday, July 29th, 2023. Venue was Claridge Hotel, Atlantic City. NJ08401. Cameras, lights, and action.
African Most Beautiful USA.
Red carpet on the night is gonna be a dynasty. RT's on the bill.
Kelvin Boy, Obrafo, Dada KD, Natty Borax, FBS,
Janie, Carl Chochuk, and Cora Obidi. What are you waiting for? Grab your tickets now.
Get your tickets from www.eventbrite.com.
The most anticipated night for an African girl living in the States? Who wears the crown? Ambusa, African Most Beautiful USA.
You are the one.
Oh, hello, people. My name is Carly Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what is? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that TapTapSend is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download TapTapSend. Yes, TapTapSend has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download TapTapSend on Google Play Store or App Store. And when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH. And you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama Media, Texas, you drew, huh? Very soon, we'll conquer everywhere.
Download TapTapSend now on Google Play and App Store. TapTapSend, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
I was at one, your friend Carly Boss, the only boss with what is. Do you know about TapTapSend? Unima Metro. TapTapSend is one of the easiest, convenient, reliable money transfer app you can get. You can download TapTapSend on Google Play Store or App Store. We download it and then you register. Register and you are going to go to send money across every place, many countries in the world. Tap Send. Why wouldn't that? I was at one, your friend Calibos, the only boss with what is. Do you know about Tap Send? Tap Send is one of the easiest, convenient, reliable money transfer app you can get. You can download Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store. We download it and then you register. Register and you are going to go to send money across every place, many countries in the world. Tap Send. Why wouldn't that?
Alright, Ebusha for your babunina akwaba eba HRTV so also for HRPK then you bring minimum better train come ye bia come near faith come na ye so ya dissect by set. And then we the beniaje pa say ye babedi dwumedie kese because e ya ade eda nkofo ekoma so na ne da wokoma so e masede sa so na masede so e wa pede enti se sa na tede am ye be hiem enenwumre ewo Time with Tap Send right here on HITV. Mosom for His Royal Freshness PK, I will be your prolific host for tonight. Sasuna, my producer director, Odafidechi, Emi Fidene Fubenina, Nana Lord, and also Ajigwa, and Afide, Yede, Yelfen, Yelfen, Yede, Air Bremo. May Sasua come with your producers at large, Nana Kosi Wise that Anna, A-Class, Anna also no, Danny, Esoso, Editora, almost say, Bibiabe call Torte. Ebio. Be mamuna kwaba baby bia hobia ohochia kese pa na be ba so UK abrochimem Canada abrochimem US hampo na wompo so West Coast so East Coast Central and now say war Pacific baby hobia ho nchia kese na be ba no say ade a chew e wo Ghana and ade sound e wo Ghana also channel man say ade a chew wo China Australia for e me chamu nyina because na me say Ghana for wo we are safe na nyina Asia wo Facebook HRTV YouTube HRTV, Facebook Tap Send Ghana, and now muti se jumedi because in komo America phone kwa e diaspora na yen komo. Na mnim say your lawyer so nana so nana bonso tre so aye ready a one yen e ba bedi in komo kama ana menim so say Tap Send director so aye ready. Na mom ne pedi for so koto say abobi sa pampa so a enye de pedo de kosi na mom obi na pejade na kosi o sa so na answer na homa be ho soro no na enambia so se sa na tedia ye fa kwen so ada aboafo aso ya sene e di dwumede ebra mo ase feel good services say make catch us so pa adwuma pomodene anasa adwunum nim de ento ato anasa nkomo bia pomechira kwan wa feel good services at gmail.com sa so no say sa wo pefi papa mo atena ana wo pefi obetima dwodwo wo ho sa wo kɔ Ghana na wa kɔchele na wo twa spede de wo street na sa wo bre na pe bebia dwo ho me a ɔse hwehwɛ feel good homes ichira kwan na afi de bra na babadwo wo ho me say a short time say ebia Airbnb say ebia wo pay apartment na wa rent anampo wo pay apartment po ato no ɔse wo from a ɔmo no ebedi ho kita ho na afi de bibia akɔ feel good services say pa mo number no ɛwɔ 513-437-5758. The number ni biom 513-378-5758. Feel good services na make come for amount only we busia enyina. Sa so na Happy Glow GH. Happy Glow GH say obi biara o pese o ye pedicure, manicure, and I say o facials bia, and I say eyebrow threading, and I say eyelash threading no eyebrows ni nyina no. Happy Glow GH says we want Ghana kwandia hwe mochia kwan e wa Ashomad Estate right opposite Veggies and Grill only 20 meters away from the community hospital. Na fi de bra no mama wa ho fe no enda ho kama almost as well cosmetics including nyama bebre ono ma ebeboa improve honam nae noko kama say tuntuma so ye nipa kokko so nipa kokko so kama ai omo de nanya ne poni bia ba emom no ne ma wo color na nsa no appeal about out it the Happy Glow GH so na be comfort ama oni webusia enyina na me sa so aka obi am so say sa wo Cincinnati abrochi me mu na me patches Fairfield abonte so na ope baby na wa manage waiter eno ane Oswald Clinic hwehwe Oswald Clinic kira kwan na afedie omontimi emfa bibia enkoso ema kama ebiom suit enye suit ni suit but suit ene nya wo sha eda wo ho a ye ho say yes bema na eba no oyo oba so say kai aketesi wa na wakata ne wesi a chese wa wi ato so a oba no na opesi to be trust pede de wakwan so ana say street mo na bibia ya kama there but wedding adoring asoreko omo bibia bi apart from the divorce party say divorce party suit na hwehwe de omo bi ma blending bespoke say bra na afede be promote kwa na omo mpa osponge na enne body no emfa one must cut your coat according to your size. Cut your coat according to your material. Coat with the cut it according to your size. To blindly bespoke soon and make for mom. Now if the pemu, so what kaya and can't tell na Ghana you will see different penny the penny. Yes, and a pure water be true no. But before the pure water was coming, the penny was there. Aha. Into airbar there yours when it's coming is doing. Pure water airbar na penny the penny one and on the actually near miaso na have toko we are body run ya chimutai near their two ice blocks in channel. Penny dependence on the tap said. Tap says, O pebia and uncrabata, o betting me a senny sikako, fiacome busianfo, no bia some adjono tote. Na emfa or how any atete assembly embrow no busiafo and one tap said. The fastest, the secured, most reliable, and also the rated no, a dowsy, boom. O ball rate to this one, not to say a quano no. O company any afo for not as or me and chile crown come my eating. Aye, because ye so celebrating ye to see a no be appetite. Sadety, it's a tap sense saying, said this car come over for now. So, first time out the tap sense echo fear for code HRE, a shame, or the shame will be $15 on your first transaction. Pay with not paying. A pahwa, this afi, it's a bisro, but what they are needing to be. Sabre, ye no, ye be call na for the year. Yakofa Tap Sen director ba na bibia wo bia no ye da todwa any key announcement bia no ye wi na afide the lawyer edin kobo e true say obi busa question say will he be speaking in any English here? Please, this is a typical local program, but we will try as much as possible to incorporate the English into it for you, but it will not be guaranteed say it was only going to be three. It's only going to be English, so there will be a little blend of both languages. But this is more or less, we are here to serve the people. So if we have to even, break away a little bit and speak English, we will do that. But in case maybe you did not get to understand the full concept, please get a playback and let somebody else break it up to you what we talked about. Thank you guys very much. And also, once again, this is HITV, and I'm going to be your host for tonight. Director David,
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening. Thank you so much. And I said, Nipa Bibra 54. Thank you so much. Madam, I said, my voice, and yeah, I'm off on Chemi. I have a little cold, but to the person who's asking the question in the chat, yes, there'll be a lot of English along the way, enough for you to understand what we're talking about, but there'll be gaps, as PK said, that might be in trees. So if you catch yourself in a place where you don't follow, just ask anybody in your group and they'll bring you up to speed. We want to cater to both, obviously, our local audience and obviously people like such as yourself. PK, thank you so much for having me. Except for the past 2 weeks, I haven't got a chance to make it. So part of it was because Ejumana Dawson, Patricia Kadam by and the entire Kogan, and for one thing, meaning said every time we talk about the product, Obi all call is pending. Intia Kogana Kohe. Most of our partners see what's causing the pending. You shouldn't be seeing that moving forward. Actually, from what we've noticed from the past, I think 18 to 19 days now, it's been better. But we even wanted to find a way to even limit it altogether. That's the latest. We found a way to improve the solution. In Kogana, we talked to most of we went to Ghana to talk to most of our partners there. Outside of that, PK also touched on rates. But for the past 2 weeks, I can confidently say we haven't lost on rates yet. In Tipacho, if you have something you want to send home, Pacho, we're in the middle of the month. Again, I'm not going to hijack the show. Nim said that we're talking about adoption, which is a very peculiar subject in our culture. And PK, I'll let you take it over and introduce our guest. I'll be in the background. PK, you're on mute.
All right, director, let me say that was say Oko Ghana buy no bibia air kama ntika obey nanka t-shirt yi nanka wo de year raffle e ma ye wo show ne so nanka ndie obi obebusa question bia no be answer question bia na say free t-shirt.
Oh, PK, wait, you say I'm no Casano. Who over 100 t-shirts all diamond? Why don't you run the promo? Because you have enough t-shirts to run the promo. You have t-shirts in your house to run the promo.
T-shirt and I'm for doing that, so why?
Oh, see? Exactly. What about Chevy?
It was your fault. As I was saying before, said director, unapologetically, interrupted but my director. Why t-shirts in the camera, director Fatal, and that's to say, what stepping, rapping, Tatapsen by all means possible. Sabre young Corny every year introducing your guest for tonight. So this guest is a very astute lawyer who's been practicing for a very long time in Ghana, a very good friend of mine. I've been on a couple shows with him and he's very, very rare to have. So having him today and the turnout alone, I'm pretty sure he's impressed. And even those watching on Facebook, both HITV and also Tatapsen Ghana, as well as YouTube, HITV, it's outstanding. And I know, sir, by the time we're done today, there'll be a lot learned from him. So let me take this honor to actually introduce our guest speaker for today. And also, before we leave the show tonight, just like we did last week, I have a good news for you guys for next week's show. Next week's show is also going to be another crazy one. But again, if you want lawyer to come back again next week, not next week, next 2 weeks, please, your response will make him come back. So make sure, sir, you hit him hard with it so that we can get another topic when it comes to Ghana laws and also anything that has to do with laws in Ghana next 2 weeks so that we can keep having at least twice or once a month. But lawyer, yama about HITV so. Jumedia to the time with Tatapsen. Lawyer, so Kasa, this is on me too, and tell Kasa.
Me also me that's me ya.
What about say?
Nyankopon adome ho ye na me pa chon zo e.
The Jamia say bibia boko. All right. Yes show. Ye dey animo. Omo ma aka na aka. Obetimi am my introduction about yourself. A brief introduction about yourself, like 2 minutes.
Me that's it. Ni di kan no me chia ahwefo ni watiefo nyina. Na me dia sida kese nso ama HRE TV. Se wa ma misa akwanye amene ntakuye ba abedi se adwuma yi. Ye frame na nabonsu chichi. Me lawyer ewo Carries Great Legal Consult. The chambers ewo edun. The regulations, the legal regulations in the entire. Say we don't do absolutely the best or the how far I can go and I'm making me abu bosen. Nana bunsu chichi Carries Great Legal Consult ewo kumase edun. Medamasi.
That's a lawyer. All right. So lawyer, yeah, can say adoption process in Ghana. I want to just dive deep into it right away. Send it a bit to me. I get some notes because people will be asking a lot of questions and also people will be, so what we're going to do, so this is how the segment is going to go, lawyer. First of all, it's going to be, you and I just, interacting. Then after that, I will go and read all the comments from our viewers on YouTube, Facebook, and also Zoom, right here on Zoom. Then after reading the comments, I'll open up for about 4 or 5 people to ask some questions via Zoom. Then after that, we will just call it a day. So that is the terrain that we're going to use for today's program. So let's go right into the topic. Yeah, can say adoption process. By the overview of adoption process in Ghana. Then after that, need to know Sereni Abasa.
Very well. Thank you for this opportunity once again. First of all, I think you have to know that the adoption process as we used to have in Ghana way back in 2010 has changed. There are new inroads with respect to the amendment that was made in the Children's Act, which is 2016. Adoption generally was guided by the Children's Act 1998. But due to 1 or 2 reasons, the Ministry of Gender, together with the UNICEF, ensure that there are some reforms that are made in the adoption process. And or more presented a recommendation before Parliament, which Parliament approved it. Until now, no adoption process that is used to be Ghana no assistant kakra. And to say first, assistant kakra. Until you go through the process, but before that, what really is an adoption? If I say adoption, are there any adoption? Adoption, and say we are finding a family for a child who has no family, a child who is in need of a family with a new family. That is adoption. You provide a child in need of a family with a new family. Adoption equals two tenets, a social issue and it's also a legal issue. A transfer parental responsibilities for the child to the adoptive parents. Now, say who go through adoption, your forms of adoption, your in-country adoption, and your in-country relative adoption, your inter-country adoption, and your inter-country relative adoption. So it means say, obe to me adoptee obia on your relative, obe to me adoptee obia or your relative. But there are some limitations. Limitations is captured in when you read from section 81 of the Amendment Act. Say adoption. First of all, the new point said we are below the age of 25 years and also not be above the age of 55 years. And further, say we adoption. Was say we are more than 1 year older than the child you want to adopt or the person that you want to adopt. And some of these things are put in place, who say indeed whether a person qualifies to adopt a child or not. So that is the general overview of adoption. And today is how the process is like. When you want to do an in-country adoption, which is relative or non-relative adoption, there is a process. And I'm saying, amendment into the old act, which is the 1998, the new act, which was promulgated in 2016. And before the new act even came, the amended act came to supplement the existing act. Now, everyone say they suspended all adoption processes in 2010, and they lifted that suspension in 2016. Then there are subsequent ones will be viewed, subsequent adoption with the new inroads that have been made by the amended act. And first of all, the OBN say top forms from the social welfare department in the region now. Adoption applicant is residing. You buy the forms, and when you buy the forms, you fill the forms. You fill the form now. This is what is done. Your two study reports are your adoptive child report and your home study reports. The adoptive child report is about the child, whether indeed the child is capable of being adopted. And your home study report, the home study report deals with the prospective parents that want to adopt the child. And all these reports will come together and it will be submitted to the central authority. Yes, submitted to authority now. The authority will go through and also submit a report to the adoptive parent, which is a PPA, prospective parent that needs the adoption. Then that parent will use that particular report now, central authority to go to court, the high court. Initially, adoption or circuit court, now the district court, or the high court, high court, and then the high court will go through all these processes and get itself satisfied with the process and come up with what the adoption order. So adoption now be complete. That is how the whole system is. Initially, the social welfare adoption report now social welfare now together with the report any adoption process that is the application court. Then the social welfare, the court will take into consideration the application, then the adoption report, not the adoption order applicants. Sanana etie initially, but you see there is a central authority that the adoption form, the application form, the home study report, the the adopted child report, you know, in that system. Nima sana or recommend final way prospective adoptive parents, you know. Not adoptive parents minimum are applied to the High Court. Then for the High Court to make an order to that effect. That is how the whole thing is about adoption. Thank you.
All right, so lawyer, let me ask you a couple questions over here, and also give us 2 scenarios and see how best we can attack the scenarios. So, with all that you said, right? If one is supposed to adopt, is the adoption process for a native Ghanaian living abroad different from the adoption process for an African American and a Caucasian American? Is the adoption process known for Modunu different from Ghana for adopted Ghana for let me use the word a non-related Ghanaian and a Ghanaian. Is the adoption process different?
Yes, a difference. The issue is when you read the amended acts, if you are a person in a same-sex marriage, you do not even qualify to do an adoption, inter-country adoption.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if you are not a resident, you are not a citizen of Ghana,
mm-hmm.
you can also not do an inter-country adoption. Right? You get my point?
Mm-hmm. It's a Bruni to be Ghana about adopt to a
Bruni able to me Abagana adoption, but obe starting the adoption process no nikru. So the adoptive nikru adopt social warfare nikru will do the report over there, the adoptive home report. Now mo the aba Ghana for Ghana's social welfare to study the report. Then the social Ghana will use the adoptive child report. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So until we will be free adoption, adoption, that person, the application for even adoption order is done by the department and not himself. Unlike the organ and now no one can adoption order.
Mm-hmm.
You get my point?
Mm-hmm.
No, the department does the adoption for the person and not the person himself.
Okay, and based on what you're saying, that is also applicable to Ghanaians that are not citizens.
Ghanaians that are not citizens. Yes. I don't get it. A Ghanaian not being a citizen.
So let's say, for instance, right, lawyer, what about Kruman? We say, we are what about America? We are American citizen. And you being an American citizen, no, but we are Ghanaian by birth, but you've been an American citizen, you want to go back home and adopt. Do you fall under the same process like Obronina or the person of Ghana be adopted, whereby social welfare America now be filed through them, and that's how would the ultimate go Ghana straight process no?
Come again, your question again. I don't understand the question.
So my question and I say,
I think he meant a Ghanaian who is non-resident.
Hold on, please. Hold on. So, lawyer, my question and I make and I say, if we are Ghanaian, now when you're a citizen of Ghana, but you're a citizen of America, now so Ghana now apply for adoption. Do you fall under the same category or umbrella with Obronyo or American? First adoption in Ghana, whereby they go through the social work system in America for them to apply on their behalf.
You see, with inter-country adoption,
yes,
there's a restriction on it.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in a same-sex relationship, you cannot. One.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you are single and not a citizen of Ghana, you cannot.
Mm-hmm. But this is the case whereby Nipani is married. The person is married, not in a same-sex
mm-hmm.
relationship, but married, okay, heterosexually, mm-hmm. right? And they want to go and adopt in Ghana. But we are Ghanaian by birth, but they are citizens citizens of America, but Ghanaian by birth.
If you are Ghanaian by birth, and you can trace any of your descent, your parent, one of your parents or grandparents, then you are a citizen of Ghana. Because Ghana, we accept dual citizenship.
Okay. Okay, so that is one. The dual citizenship part, then I want you to just elaborate on that so that we can understand. Say, oh, you're Ghanaian by birth, but you're a citizen of America. Now, so your adoption process there, you don't have to go to the social work system. Or your friend is say, America. You can go to the Ghana direct source, right? But Obron, you know, you're American citizen.
You see, the inter-country and in-country, that is where you have to understand. In inter-country, it doesn't matter whether you are a citizen of Ghana or not. The moment that the child will be leaving Ghana to another country or be leaving one country to Ghana, then it means it's an inter-country. That process is one. You follow the same process. But if it is in-country, it also has its own process. So it's not about you being a citizen of Ghana by birth and being a citizen of US in any other means. It's about inter-country and in-country. Inter-country means the child is moving from Ghana to another country. There is the leaving country and the receiving country. Right?
Okay. So let's proceed with family adoption. Area near yes scenario no. So family adoption, say bia obi wonia ne offer say obetimi akọ adapt you. And if they can, what is the procedure?
As I said earlier, you can adopt a relative. You can adopt a non-relative. But the condition is that you should not be less than 25 years and not more than 55 years. And the person that you're going to adopt, you should be 21 years or more older than that person. You should be 21 years or more. Whether being a relative or non-relative, those conditions must first be met.
Eligibility criteria, I don't know. That's what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
It should be met. So when you meet those requirements, then you are capable of adopting a child. Then this is what you do. You go to the social welfare if you are doing in-country adoption for an application form. You fill the application form, the social welfare department will do 2 reports. One is the home study report of the adoptive parents, the prospective adoptive parents. Then another one is the child study report, a report on the child to be adopted. They submit their report and recommendations to the central authority. The central authority will go through the application and the report. There are instances whereby when it is a relative adoption, in-country relative adoption, they will permit the parents, that is the parents of the child and the adoptive parent as well as the child, to have a meeting. It is not compulsory. They may to have a meeting and talk about it. When they are convinced, they present their report to the authority for the authority to give a report to the PPA, that is the prospective parent that is making the adoption. Then that parent will file an application in the High Court for an adoption order to that effect. I hope you get it now.
Yes, sir.
All right. So first of all, the eligibility criteria should be met. When you meet the criteria before you go through the process.
Okay. All right. Lawyer, you better read some comments. Not there from both all platforms, then we take it from there. The first comment that I had was somebody was asking if we will be what is the name of the company that sells the seeds? Oh, Blended Bespoke. Producer the better so that you can have the information for the seeds company, Then we already answered this one. Will this be recorded? Yes. So it's recorded on it's live on Facebook and YouTube right now. So go to Facebook, HRE space TV. YouTube, the same, HRE space TV. And also TapTapSend Ghana. TapTapSend Ghana. So these are the Facebook platforms, and also the YouTube platform is HRE space TV. So HRE, you just leave a space, then you put TV. And a TapTapSend a space in Ghana. So it's on these platforms and it's not going anywhere. So you can also do, and please, when you do go on our platform, please like, follow, share, and also do subscribe as well. Okay, the next comment, please. Please, is the right age to adopt someone? That is clear for me. Okay, so he did say it's a 25 minimum, and also you have to be not more than 55, and also you have to be over 21 years older than the person that you want to adopt. So those were the eligibility criteria that he stated. This is coming from Yenyaba Abna Yabwa. Next comment. Yenya V say, I'm from Ghana, but currently in the USA. I want to adopt my niece from Ghana. Do I need to get any document from the USA? So basically, V, you just gonna follow the criteria whereby the dual citizenship role. And again, if you want to adopt your niece now, he said you still have to be within that criteria. So if you're 21 years older than your niece and you're above the age of 25 and below the age of 55, then you should be fine to be able to go through that process. But then I think so with that one, you don't have to go through the USA now. You still have to go through the process of eligibility from Ghana, and they will do the home study, like he said, for both the person you want to adopt and yourself.
Home study will be done. The home study will be done in USA. That is inter-country adoption.
Yes, so that's what she's talking about.
Yes, so inter-country adoption. It means that the relative will be moving from Ghana to the United States of America.
So USCIS have to do the make sure that they get social workers to come out there.
Yes, they have to do a home study report on the applicants.
Yes, to make sure that the kid will be safe.
Ghana, yes, then Ghana will also be doing the child study reports to see that indeed if the person needs to leave Ghana to the receiving country.
Okay, all right. Next question.
Good.
Thanks for the clarification. This is from Miracle Dromo. Oh, Miracle Dromo, yeah, because I think it's gone. Dromo, Grace. How do I go about adopting someone from an orphanage in Ghana? I think this is a different turn. Lawyer, can you please break down to us before we go to the next question?
The only difference is that the person in the orphanage is not your relative. So still the eligibility criteria should be met.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first point. And since the person is not your relative, you go through the social welfare by getting an application form, an adoption application form, get the form filled. The social welfare will do a home study report, both for the child and the parent, the prospective parent who wants to do the adoption. So when they are done, that is when they present their reports and recommendations to the technical committee to review all the application that has been made.
Mm-hmm.
And when they are done, they do what is called matching and placement.
Mm-hmm.
The matching and placement is whereby the child is given to the prospective adoptive parents, right? For some months, that is 3 months, maximum of 3 months. You get my point? So yes. The process is one. The process doesn't differ from whether the person is in an orphanage or is a relative. It's the same process, but it's either it is in country or inter-country.
Okay, so before we go to the next question, can you just break down? You already told us more about the inter-country. So the in-country process now, after you meet the criteria, I don't know, do you have to also meet the same criteria if it's in country?
Yes, you have to meet the same criteria.
Okay, so how is that process also like, since it's different from the inter-country now?
The only difference between the in-country and the inter-country is how the application for the adoption order is made and who is supposed to do the home study report.
Mm-hmm.
The inter-country, the home study report is done. There is a home study report that is done in the receiving country.
Okay.
Right? But the in-country, it is the social welfare of the region of the applicant that will do the report.
Got you.
Right?
Got you.
So the difference. That is the fact that when in the inter-country, with the inter-country adoption, when you get all the process and the recommendations are accepted by the authority, it is the department that will apply to the court for the order for you. But within country, the prospective parent for the adoption will rather be given a report, who will then use the report to apply in the high court.
Okay. All right.
That is the.
That makes a lot of sense. All right. So let's go to the next question. Again, Abna Yaba comes again and says, please, I'm now a U.S. citizen and I wanted to adopt my sister's granddaughter. I think that question is already answered through the same principles. So next question, please. Lagata says, you said same-sex married couples cannot adopt in Ghana. So I think that was loud and clear. Yeah, he said yes, they do not meet the eligibility criteria. Next question, please. Rita, I say can adopt my own younger sister. Well, again, you still have to meet the eligibility criteria because I think so.
You can, yes.
Yes, you can, but
it's a relative.
Yes,
it's a relative.
Yeah, but you still have to meet the eligibility criteria. Yeah. I think so. This eligibility criteria is a little bit hard. Don't you think it's a little bit harsh? The law is too hard on that.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay. So, lawyer, let me break it down this way. Like Rita's situation, right? I don't know Rita's little sister, but I'm pretty sure she's not 21 years older than the sister. And majority of people are not 21 years older than their siblings.
So it's possible.
So how do I get to, have a little talented sister that I want to bring out here to be exposed and have opportunities, and maybe things are very difficult back home. How can I even do that? Like, how is that even possible? How is the law making it more friendly for the people?
Oh, that is the amendment made to the existing law, right? But I don't think there is any problem with the amended law, the law that has been amended. I don't think there is any problem with it. Because with the eligibility criteria, I'm sure the best interest of the child is very important when it comes to adoption.
Okay.
So there shouldn't be a situation whereby someone will be given to you as an adopted child, you become the adoptive parent, and it more or less becomes like a sister affair instead of a child-parent affair.
Okay.
Adoption is a child-parent affair.
Got you.
That is how it
so
should be done.
it's a way to derail people from going through the sister affair and rather focus on the child-parent affair. Okay. Next question.
Yes, possibly.
Thank you. So where should it start? This is coming from Comfort, and I think he brought on the procedure where it should start. If you're doing an inter-country, then you have to go ahead and start that process with your social welfare. And he keeps saying social welfare, right? But a little bit that I know in how it works in America, they say you have to go to USCIS. USCIS has the form that you have to fill out, and USCIS will actually ask you. Ask some social welfare people to contact you, or you can contact the social welfare, but the USCIS has to approve that social welfare as an authorized agency. And I know that through Madame Fubia or and that is how they get your case number, and you go ahead and start the process. Then the process goes through. But, before that, right, when my friend was doing his, there was a program called the Hague
Convention.
The Hague Convention. Yeah, so can you elaborate on that a little bit?
He did his own probably before 2016.
Yes, it was before 2016 because this was back in...
Yes, that is why the law has been amended. The Children's Act 560/1998 has been amended because initially the system was different from now. So the new law, the amended act now, is reflective of the Hague Convention, and that was approved by Parliament of Ghana.
Okay.
So if he did that one before, because before 2016, all adoption processes were halted.
Oh, wow.
They were put on hold. Yes. until the amended act came into force in 2016 and it was lifted.
Because I knew that they hit him with one thing, that he has to live with the child for 2 years. If the child is not in an authorized institution, he has to prove that he has lived with the child for 2 years, and they have to do a behavioral study on the child to make sure it matches what they've lived with. Or else, if he wants it to be an easy route, the child must be put into an institution for him to go over there, make an easy adoption process. So like that's what kind of might confuse. Hey, wait, they are different though. But now it makes a lot of sense. You saying said the amendments though just came with a little bit stringent as well. So producer, next question. This is from Irene Yami. Irene Yami says, "Can I adopt my own?" Says, if yes, what? Okay, we already talked about this. I think this was the same question that came from Rachel's part. Next question. Ella Donko says the majority of the audience here would be looking at out-of-country adoption. That is a fact, and I'm glad that most of lawyers' submission is based on the inter-country and not the inner country. So that makes a lot of sense. Thank you very much, because almost 95% of the people here are all diasporans. So that is a good way to look at it from. Next question, please. Rita comes back and says, so for being USA citizen, where should I start? Again, I think we already talked about that. So next question, please. K.A. I am a US citizen and I am married to a Ghanaian. I want to adopt his younger brother, 13 years, and his nephew, 5 years. Should I start in America or can I start in Ghana? Again, so I think it will come to the point, are you 21 years older than both of them? So if you're 21 years older than both of them, then you do meet the criteria. Because of course, if you're 21 years older than both of them, then you are more than 25 years of age. And if you are less than 55 years, then definitely why not? So again, that still goes back to the process. And you do have to start a process with your servicing country as well, just like he stated. Next question. And the good thing is this is recorded, right? This is live, so you can always go back and replay and just listen to his first submission. K also comes back and says, also my husband is not in America yet. Lawyer, I think it has taken a different turn. Can we just look into this? So the people that she wants to adopt, the spouse, is a Ghanaian, lives in Ghana, but she's an American. So now that the spouse is not here, but the spouse is in Ghana, and I think it will be an adoption for both of them. So would that be maybe a little bit easier because now the spouse is in Ghana?
A spouse can adopt too, but the other spouse, the husband can adopt, but the wife must consent.
So
both of them can be applicants. Both of them can be applicants.
Yes.
One can be applicant with the consent of the other.
Yes. So this even takes a beautiful turn. So that means they can make an easy route by having the husband go to the inner country, adopt the kids. In country. So once the husband comes over, the kids are all automatic, just part of the documentations when it comes to my husband, and then my husband adopting you pretty much. Wow. So that's a beautiful question. That's a beautiful scenario that you just brought about to give a different turn of it. Next question, please. Bridget's okay, that's her emails. That's Bright Segler. Okay. I'll say, what if you do an in-country adoption and later on, let's say about 2 years time, you want to move the adopted person out of Ghana? What does the law say about that? I think that's also another scenario that we can look into. This is whereby
when you become your child through in-country adoption, then it becomes the normal procedure of getting someone to move from Ghana to any other place that you stay.
Okay.
I hope you get it. You don't. You cannot re-adopt an adopted child.
Exactly. Then it becomes the same thing as KA's situation. If the husband do the adoption while she concerned, the husband is ready to leave Ghana, the husband just go with the kids as his. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. iPhone says, can I get the lawyer telephone number, please? So lawyer, before you leave, we would like for you to type your consult's, legal consult's name in the, we're going to put it in the Zoom chat, and also a number that you, because I mean the number that I have is a different number, but a number that you wanna give out so that people can consult you guys. So if you don't mind just telling us one more time so that we can go ahead and put it in there. Cherries and bricks.
Typing it there.
Oh, you typing it in. Okay. That is even better. So just for the purpose of Facebook and YouTube, those on Facebook and YouTube, if you don't mind just saying it out loud so that they can.
As I said earlier, as I said early on, my name is Nana Bunsu Chirichio. I practice from Caris Bricks Legal Consult, Edum Kumasi. Should I add my contacts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I have it over here, so I just going to give it to them. So the Caris is spelled as CHARIS, and Brits is BRIT.
BRIT.
Yes.
Legal
Consult. And the number is +233 247 700254. The number again is +233 247 700254. And that is the number to get hold of lawyer Nana Bonsu Chitre. All right, next question. Mr. Lars says, great. Next question. And this one is from GF2. GF2 says, what if one adoptive parent is just 20 years older than the child, but the other adoptive parent is 21 years than the child of the adoptive couple? Wow, that's a beautiful turn too. So can the 21-year-old do it and the 20 just concern, or they both have to meet the eligibility criteria?
No, the one with the eligibility criteria can do the application with a consent from the other.
Okay, so
you're giving a consent doesn't mean you are the applicant.
Okay.
The applicant rather should meet the eligibility criteria. It is the word is the applicant. And when you are a couple, both of you can apply, can be applicants. One of you can be applicant, but with a consent from the other.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, GF2, that was a beautiful question. I mean, so this is one thing, lawyer, I like about my audience, right? They are so, deep and discerning to the extent that the questions that they even throw forth, makes the whole, discussion very, very smooth. Look at the different angles and terrains and perspective that everybody's just bringing on board for us to just have some good thoughts about it. Lawyer, I know so your time is almost out, but we will just wrap it up with some few more questions. Then after that, I will just open the floor for 4 people to ask the question. So this is the trick, right? The first 4 people that raise their hands are who I'm going to call. So please, if you want to talk, just go ahead and have your hands up. Patricia, I see you. I haven't called you because I haven't gotten to the segment yet. So the first 4 people that raise their hands, I'm going to call. And after that, if lawyer still wants to give us some time to take more people, then we can. If not, then we just draw the curtain. So a couple more questions that we're going to ask. James Sappho says, if I have a dual citizenship, US, Ghana, and I go through the in-country adoption, can I later apply a U.S. citizen for the child and U.S. citizen for the child? And will my in-country paperwork be enough to support the citizen application for the child, or will I need more paperwork to support?
When it comes to citizenship, it is peculiar to a particular state. Mm-hmm. I may not be able to how citizenship is acquired in the United States of America, mm-hmm, legally. But when you adopt, you do the in-country adoption and you get the application, you get the order from the court, and you take the child to US. Then the procedure for the child to become a US citizen lies within the authorities of the United States of America, which I may not be able to speak to.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Next question will be really learning. Thank you, lawyer, for this education. That is coming from Mr. Lar. And next question. Lagata says, can a child be readopted by 2 different people? So do you have a child? Wow, that is going to be... So this question is a little bit vague, right? It's a little bit ambiguous. So are you saying when the child is being adopted inter-country and when the person gets to the country, another family also adopt the child? Or if in-country adoption...
Unless the adoption is revoked. Adoption can be revoked unless it is revoked in extreme circumstances.
But if it's active, you cannot readopt them?
You cannot.
Okay. Wow. So in both scenarios, I think it answers the question. How much is the application, please? I think that would be subject to you looking up with the USCIS. If you go to USCIS website, you get to see all those processes. But in the case of Ghana, how much would that be?
In country adoption, you can get that from the Fees and Charges Act.
You said Fees and Charges. Fees and Charges Act.
Fees and Charges Act, 2018, Act 983.
Okay, Act 983. All right.
983. Yeah.
Next question. Rita comes back against my sister is more than 21 years. My sister is more than 20 years. Can I still adopt her? No, the thing is, are you more than 21 years older than your sister? So are you at least 42 and above? Are you at least 42 and above? That's what lawyer is saying. If you are less than 42 and above, you cannot adopt your sister. All right, next question. Patricia Ekia Ampoma Komi says, how do we ask a question? You ask a question by typing the question, or when you want to be called, we'll call you. So I think I already seen you, and if when it gets to you and you're part of the first four, I'll call you. Ebenezer comes with what would be a disqualification factor to adopt a family member besides the age difference with the prospective adopted child and the age of the prospective parent.
What's the question again, please?
What would be a disqualification factor to adopt a family member besides the age difference with the prospective adopted child?
If the person is 18 years or above.
Oh, okay. So if
the person is 18 years or above, because we are talking about a child.
Yes, and the 18 is an adult.
Yes.
So in the case of Rita cannot adopt the sister because the sister is 21. So that's the disqualification.
Yes.
Okay.
We are talking about the applicants. If you want me to talk about the qualification of the child to them, one, the child should be less than 18 years. Mm-hmm. The child should be in need of care and protection. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The child should be in need, and the child should be under a care order. An order which says that this child is in the orphanage. This child is under a care of someone.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some parents called foster parents.
Right.
A child can be with a foster parent, and when that child is with a foster parent, that child can be adopted.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Stella Fosu Apia says, do you have to be a U.S. citizen before you can adopt your niece or grandchild? I mean, I think that question is already answered. And next question. Solomon Frimpong, lawyer, can you please explain the intercity adoption once again and the process? Do you say intercountry?
Intercountry.
Yeah, I think it's intercountry, not intercity. And in-country.
The difference between in-country and intercountry is that with the intercountry, it involves two countries. Two countries, one country being the living country and the another country being the receiving country.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are outside Ghana, you start the process in Ghana, we say social welfare.
Right.
If you are in Ghana, we say social. But if you are in US, as you stated, I think you said UCIS, right?
USCIS.
You start the process from there, and they will liaise with
the social worker.
Ghana.
And they will liaise with Ghana as well too.
Yes, so they will do the adoption home study report. Once Ghana do the child care study report.
And right? They'll collect the results.
Even the application for the visa of the child from Ghana to United States of America is done by the department and not you, the applicant.
Exactly.
But in the in-country, after all necessary documents has been compiled, there is a letter that is issued, a proposal that is issued to the prospective parents to make an application to the High Court for the adoption order. Okay. I hope it is understood.
It's well understood. Producer, how many more questions do we have so that we can move to Facebook and YouTube? Then we can. A lot of questions. Wow. We're going to take, okay, so sporadically, right? Sporadically. Producer is going to just give us 4 questions from Zoom. Okay, then we can go to the voice questions. Because, I mean, if we say we have to read all of them, we'll run out of time. But again, they are all beautiful and awesome questions. And Lawyer, this is why we needed to come again next 2 weeks just to do the Q&A for us. Because I wish we could have all the questions answered. So please, next 2 weeks, put us in your schedule and we'll do whatever we have to do in our power to make it happen. Like you guys usually say, let's meet in chambers. We'll meet in chambers and we'll deal with that one. So 4 more questions on Zoom. Then we'll go to Facebook and YouTube. Then we'll come back to Zoom voice questions. Then we'll just call it a day. So iPhone says, can you adopt a relative if the parents are alive?
Yes, you can adopt a relative if the parents are alive.
All right, next question. This is from a number 718. Okay, 718 blah 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 says, if a person is in USA and is on welfare, can you adopt your niece? First of all, with the niece thing, we already talked about it, right? If the kid is under the age of 18, you're 21 years, the age gap between the niece, the applicant, and also the person that you want to adopt is 21 and above. Yes, you can. But if the person is on welfare, so Lawyer, this welfare is on the basis whereby the person is not like or that bibisu no didi. That is the welfare. Don't me who have explained what true.
So the adoption
or the assistance
report.
Yes.
The adoption home report will reveal all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So if indeed you are capable of taking, because in adoption process, the best interest of the child is paramount.
Yes.
So if the person being on welfare is capable of taking care of the child, and per the adoption home study report, the child should be in your care or is in need of a care, and you are capable of doing that, they will grant it. Why not?
Okay.
They will grant it.
All right. And I think that's why I like the law. You always have to test the law. You may never know. You give it a shot and it works. Somebody else will do it. Will never work. So you don't. If you feel it's good, just do it. And what does it hurt to do? I mean, $555 not better than that. All right, Kay comes again with, thank you for this segment. You provided me with great information. And that is not even a question. That is a contribution and also acknowledgement. Thank you, Kay. And that is highly acceptable from you, coming from you. Catherine, I didn't hear anything about the consent from the child's original parent. Beautiful one from Catherine. Again, Lawyer, you see where I'm coming from with my audience. Great. I wish Lawyer came between you for 3 hours, not busa questions.
Okay, there is something that we call matching and placement.
Yes, okay, you said that earlier.
Yes, and there is even instance whereby when it is either in-country or inter-country relative adoption, it is not compulsory, it is not a shall, it is may. There may be a chance for the parent of the child to meet the adopted parent.
Okay.
Yes, there may. It is not compulsory, because if the child is under the age of 18, is in need of care, then qualifies to be an adopted child, an adoptable person, adoptable child, then it is the law that is supposed to protect the child.
Yes, sir. Lawyer, this question is the favorite question among all when it comes to my producer. My producer selected this question. This question is coming from Joey's, okay? So, again, the random 4 questions that was all selected by the producer. My producer selected question with the Diageo. And now, this is where I would like to speak to you. Because, Ben Passive, the crow is like on Joe Hobby. Joey say,
overlook, pa.
Joey say, can you adopt your own kids? I'm sorry.
Overlook, pa. Yeah. Oh, very serious.
Don't. I thought this would be too over, Pacho.
There is a difference between adoption and custody. You can take custody of your own kid from.
Lawyer,
adoption is not the same as custody. One thing that I've realized about people living outside Ghana, you are also a lawyer. me call me lawyer or see what here documents be or say me adoption, but obey you no custody or that way. Right? Adoption is different from custody. You cannot adopt your own child. Your own child you can't adopt.
You can adopt your own child. But lawyer, this is the case whereby what the lottery though. And the rent fees are back.
And the rent fees are back.
Lawyer, Jubali evidence market here. I shall so. I will do USA. What has it? And I just don't go adopt
that person.
And okay, lawyer, you say you a little bit diplomatic, right? Oba no him so oba. What has here? It's why odi lottery do oko here no afi the banner be say hey, could you private job back? Itu well afi the banner no wait back adapt plan. I say since the body there just say they didn't prove into the custody of okay.
Child has a family. What he can do is to just come for get a custody order.
Okay, lawyer. Right? Yeah, that's it. Sorry, lawyer, Mr. Rama. You're quite enough for the young Facebook. You read what we have on Facebook. From Asher phone on Facebook. Then Tatop Send Ghana and can if you know. So you call Tatop Send Ghana, Mr. Lars. So he was really learned a lot, and also was asked how much is the application. That was asked. How do we ask a question? Then I was asked, can a single person adopt? Lawyer, can a single person adopt?
In country.
In country only.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to be married to adopt. Not in country. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right, and HRTV, they know na me kofa sisi ano. HRTV, they know. I'll say, watching you live from Kumasi. This is coming from Dr. Nana Kwabna. That was say, Dr. Nana Kwabna say 555 cap no eba ya ansana penny di penny eba. Nti ase de be chichiri nso penny. As I said, you be so 555 cap. You use so they actually biom. Lawyer, you go back to Zoom na fidie. You musa you ma hwefo enkasa. My first caller to talk Patricia Komi. Patricia, unmute yourself. Within 30 seconds, may Patricia ask your question. And please, I mean, for the benefit of those whose question has not been asked, Ms. Ramos, our question, no, allow other people to ask questions. So, a good share of lawyers' time. What I say, Ms. Ramos, our question, obi busa question, now they'll start to hold them, and because it will be the same answer. What I say, and let's save the time in there. Patricia, Auntie Patricia Pacho, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Pacho lawyer, Nami Busa say, my worry na me kunu oba. Me adopted sa kolano na me de afa kolano so e de mu e de babu chana. Do you know anything along those lines?
Patricia, would they the same thing with K?
In the first place, you can adopt the child. Beat me adopt him.
Yes.
Right. And you adoption process to bring them both here.
You see, adoption process no over outside. You do inter-country adoption on the child, right? It is only peculiar to the child.
Okay.
The department will do any application. They are going to be free. Ghana about on your behalf. Inti akwano momu no mo ye mano enye uknu no mo be ya mano.
Okay.
Inti akwano be do abrochi na of few they will do certain age be obeba be fane papa.
Oh. But that's why.
So I think so, like Auntie Patricia question the same thing with K. Then it said, "Wow, we come back a bit here, I don't know." So Auntie Patricia, OTK questions no beside now, OT answer now. I think so he went a little bit deeper in there, so you can use that as well, to actually buttress your point, All right, so better we don't start off from my Mr. Nia Yafa Yenya Auntie Beatrice AD, unmute yourself and customer Patricia.
Hello, Patricia. Patricia, person maybe say anything for now. Maybe a family now, but say you want to go into to adopt them. Do they have to be like poor family? Because I can't remember. So Kasana say the families will have to be of a certain standard. I could be wrong, but I wanted to ask, say, They'll say, "Busia no money here for once and I work for adopt a colana and answer then." I don't know if I can answer.
Obi financial status cannot deprive the person, and financial and material poverty of a family shall not be a justification for placing a child in an adoption. The fact only can just say mama adoption.
Okay.
But it shall be a sign. It's only a sign that when the social welfare is making a report, they may include in it. It can't be a justification to take the child from that particular family because the hormone needs strong financial system.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you're ready. Yeah, you call Patrick. Patrick, Michelle, unmute yourself and speak. Beatrice, Michelle, for something for my embajjo. May that's it.
Yo, thanks. Lawyer, I don't know, say my question, maybe I now answer, but it has to do with the age, I think Matisse age, Akalan has to be above 18, I know you're 1. Then 2, the age from the parent in Akalan should be 25 or more. The 21. Third one, 21 or more, okay. So 18, then the age difference should be 21 or more. Then my third age, what is the age for the parent? The maximum age. I know, say US there is no cap on the age.
55.
So if you are above 55, you can't adopt in Ghana.
No, you can't.
Okay, all right, thanks.
But the child shouldn't be more than 18, below 18, because we are talking about a child. A child in Ghana, per the Children's Act, is below the age of 18.
Okay.
All right.
Patrick, am I ready?
Okay, Elizabeth, Yanko. Patrick, what something for my Patrick, Michelle?
Patrick, Obi a wedi be 60 there, untimi. I'm just saying a lawyer can.
I say 55 and above, untimi.
Yes. It's we qualify for BB and tell father so this are the we free what dream. And I say we to make home hold a BB. What? And I say would the 55 record there would there so you forget cry if you what dream one.
Yes, the issue is an adoption shall not be made unless the applicant or a joint, if it's a joint application, one of the applicants is not less than 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's not more than 55 years of age.
Okay.
And at least 21 years older than the child.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
For in-country adoption.
Okay. Thank you.
Then you come to a situation of inter-country adoption.
Mm-hmm.
Not less than 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And not more than 50 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
And at least 21 years older than the child in inter-country adoption.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And if you are the relative of the child, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should not be less than 21 years.
Okay.
And not more than 65 years of age in relative adoption.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I just didn't want to cause confusion by mentioning all these.
Yeah, thank you.
I just didn't want to cause confusion by mentioning this.
All right. That's it. The next person will be Gladys. Gladys, Auntie Gladys, Sister Gladys, Miss Gladys, whichever title just fits you well. Or meet yourself and just speak for us one patch. Like I read them say for an answer to know. Yeah, we are your mic. Connecting in and I are signing. You okay? Say don't move you in the paper count. Now, then this is okay. Okay, lawyer say very well.
All right.
All right.
Me patcho, me timi akasa.
Patcho, what can say?
Me patcho.
Debbie, Gladys Kasa. I'm just a mimi. Gladys Kasa.
Me patcho, me wo 40 years, right? Anna, me wo mature ba ne ba. I wo 8 years. Na me wo Ghana na maintain and what say. Enti me wo US me green card holder. Met me adopt sa me nuane ba no 8 to 10 years no.
You can adopt.
Nampacha no so process net say.
It is the inter-country adoption because you are not in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. That's a Gladys.
That's it. You.
Okay, Michael Cranton. Boss, unmute yourself and any whole question.
Thank you very much. Please, I've been told that the adoption process, the inter-country, is very expensive. By any chance, do you know roughly like the maximum how much it costs to do those processes?
This is a very difficult question for me to answer. Sometimes some people will engage the services of a lawyer. So the charges will be different from you doing the application by yourself. I hope you understand.
So which one is very good to approach?
I'm a lawyer. Which one do you think I would say is good to approach? Because of the issue of court, you make an application to court for the court to make the adoption order. And since you are going to appear before court, it will be better for you to have the services of a lawyer.
All right, thank you.
All right. So the last two is going to be Nanaya Sahine and Dennis. So Nanaya, you go first.
Thank you. Me pacho me Bia. Now my question is me basu late, but I'm into adoption, I stay on it. But my question is me file my sister 13 years ago. Now unfortunately ne omo approve man no. One ne mame one ne magusu ye bibia tua omo besa fee. Enti me call Ghana 2020 me call ye no na me nuane yare na me nuane be wuye. Enti last year, which is 2022, me call Ghana me wo ho na omo interview date ni bai. And I'm still me take you rex dem kwala nako. Me de omo call the me nuane death certificate kan ho. Ena me gina so ye custody e wo Ghana. Omo papa sign ena me de call ye. Ti me call ye ena embassy American embassy ka tell me say me call ye adoption. Na adoption no me buy no already na me in a pipeline with lawyer dada me ye custody no. Enti adoption no almost in your home study free Emra Ghana. Now the home study no is very, very, very expensive. Obia and Colonia Miensa, they're charging me one child per 10,000. And I make a tell lawyer to say, home study no, a one or more Gemini too much money. And me patro my question is me person me am sacrifice a cotton Ghana for 2 years. Na me wo Ghana card will be met me year adoption abra me wo Ghana man kolan.
Obey adoption or Ghana Mankorano. But the unya adoption no Ghana which is the in-country adoption now. It is not through the adoption process in the Bemayamo movies I call USO.
So I want to tell me say me omone catch me say embassy ni catch me say me adoption. Na me san fan file man kwalani biem. That's what they said.
When you do the adoption, you have to file.
Yeah.
But when we inter-country adoption now, you don't need to file. It is the department that will do the application for visa for you.
Yes, but I don't know when I call agency now my friend me with Chicago. One child will be about who they're charging me 8-year-old normal charging me 20,000.
That one will be
and Sanana make a calco almost $60,000.
Which I have no control over their charges.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
But me question is to meet me a Betsanagan, me person me Betsanagan already. I'm in a pipeline. They will me to bet I'll be 2 years. Within that 2 years period, so meet me I adoption Abraham me Ghana.
Oh, obey to me any Mammy Cho.
Lawyer.
In the case of Mammy read a certain portion B of the act in chain if it's in the
Okay.
In the case of a single applicant, the applicant is a Ghanaian or a non-Ghanaian who habitually resides in Ghana. Then, yes, so who qualify in this sense? But the obey application in a order from the court. The application order now does not guarantee visa for the children, adopted children, no, and guarantee visa.
Yes. Yes.
Good. Yes, sanity.
Okay.
No problem. All right.
All right.
All right,
Thank
that's
you.
it. No, that's it. Answer Danaya. Dennis. Dennis will be our last person. Then, but lawyer, I keep saying last person. Not another person. As I become home. See Harriet, I become home.
We have. I can only take up to 11:30. 9 minutes more.
9 minutes more. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Let me sure. Dennis.
Yes, sir.
Boss,
good evening. Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. I joined late, but I don't know whether lawyer is in Ghana or in the US, because I wanted to ask a question about F1 visa.
I'm in Ghana.
Okay. So I wanted to know about F1 visa issue. If
I have no idea about any visa stuff.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
No problem.
You're welcome.
Next person, Mr. Dennis Nena, I'm from Santo Homa by my pacho. Now, me to be home, Mama Canono. Harriet, Mr. Harriet, you next. Unmute yourself and do as the honest.
Lawyer, me pacho, my question is say, me wo a bar, like my daughter's son, when you're 23 years, but na me nim say, sata me gia crano, madam fuba, na owo ye na ofri mu, ena ne papa ne de abofra ne ma me ntia o ma ye koye papers for court and or de ma me ntia ancha na me de be US ntia like akra ne da me papers so my adopted son with that court papers no, but it do sta me kofa akra no na oye more than 16 years no 18 ti lawyer me fa no kroma ne ka kire me say gise me koye adoption bio, but akra ne so bro 18. And to minim say with the court papers na ne papa ne yema a day old no. Meti me you see ama say bi meti me ama me paperwork be adoption because since akra na nyini or 23. It's minim how me handle such situation.
Minim paper papa ne yema but for go through adoption process no yema wa. At this point in time, the only thing you can do is custody. You come for a custody order. You get a custody order. The custody order no a process. The custody order is done by a lawyer, an application by a lawyer, and the respondent will be the social welfare department. And the person as you see and where the foster parent of the foster parent. This is here. One and say. What I say? And TDC one in seven will do an affidavit of consent. Say no credit a crown one I will share the NBBR or Ghana Hanon. What they say in Fanny Mount, Nefanico. Ocean. That is a custody order. Why adopting a win, they were adopting a win. You see, or adopt a child. No, because when you adopt a person, one thing is so adopt a cry. The rights of the parents over the child, the first parents extinguish you to the extent say only ultimately inherit even or more estates. What I say, Aquano be the child of the adoptive parents. And the adoptive parents Aquano as your biological child.
Okay. Lawyer Mpacho wo Kumasi ana Accra na nka menjo na ma na me no communicate me wo Kumasi.
Me Pacho me wo Kumasi.
Okay. Na nka me forward the paper me wona bro na nka wa hwe se so bitimi aboa me ayi bia na nka ma mo wo Kumasi no aba ho na nka wa hwe aboa na ma me.
All right. chat when one, but yeah, best as lawyer number or honor and any company needing beyond but I think it's a friend number the first one like one book appointment because once I'm no so what we call who no me sort as number come na bibia aye na so to me
your number no me call off na msaba nti ama minya aye
producer be copy that to hope your mama sisi why don't worry why
okay you
that was it.
Do I need to put in the number again?
No, producer will just put it back in there. He will just copy and paste it and put it in there. So it will take all that. Okay. And he will also put it on Facebook and ways so far as YouTube. Okay. Lawyer, the last person. Harriet, Mr. Fansan to my last person I can hear minim say didn't great creator and I said great tete. I think say a great creator. Me pacho bara body na my near who here why Mr. Kasa.
It's tete.
What's that then?
Grace tete.
Oh, okay, Grace tete. Grace, Mr. Auntie Kasa why?
You man, I'm that. And pacho na me bisa say who renew passport US how long it take you because me there na as
Auntie, where your adoption way into the passport then you remember primary
sorry.
No problem. All right, Francis, wait a quick one. Me for Francis because director has to talk to lawyer too before he goes, and I kind of 3 minutes. So Francis,
okay,
quick one.
Lawyer, Minister, I just joined. Minister, you'll be able to question with.
Oh, the busa,
can you adopt like your biological sister's kid if she's still alive?
Yes, Obia Busa did that.
Yes, you can adopt. That is adoption, relative adoption.
Okay. All right. Never done.
Okay. All right. Hey, Kojo, and a quick my wife. Kojo, and a quick. I don't want to leave anybody out. I won't feel right.
Yeah. Who mentioned you yourself? Who mentioned about the Hague Convention? USCIS website, and it's where that requirement to know what was. I mean, him said lawyer or any idea about it and could me. I trim the Hague Convention because we have Ghana Cancer Convention. Any some 2-year residency requirement to be at the USCIS website.
I don't know yet. Old process now make but lawyer explaining my own say as of 2016, you know, everything has been taken or a friend say being amended.
Yeah, amended the act now a fact adoption on a Children's Act 560 1998, and it has been amended because of the Hague Convention. In the amendment, no put in certain rules, Bema Act together with Act 560, no, any amended act, it mere conforming to the Hague Convention.
Okay.
Sanity.
All right. Lawyer, yeah, that was say when you adagye say wo bre any ebedi nkomo ye ni aso pepi ye say wo mre bebre say na o chena bi ye frɛ wa wo betwetwe na ase enti no remember Daniel ma director na say director e 1 or 2 questions bi ma wa na webusa director director for startups in Ghana, US and Canada launch no on the director David Mr. quick one for lawyer na fe de ye nya ne kwan na onko.
PK, thank you so much. Let me get to the camera. Yes, PK Badasapa, and they showing that very interactive. Pacho, 93, PK, and you're 92, bro.
No, it was 100.
We were more than 100.
Aye.
Oh, excuse me, Daniel. But thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much.
Excused.
Lawyer, thank you so much. Thank you so much. When you're who is that? You put your phone on my doors, and too bad now in your time now explaining everything thoroughly. I'm very grateful. So thank you for coming. My name is PK. But with me, one question on San Walker. So means I was through, and after that, we'll send you because we have 1 minute. Francis Quest, partial question that was at lawyer.
Yeah, I have a question. And the question is, do you have your presentations posted anywhere that we can watch? Because some of us will.
Absolutely.
No,
I
can get it through HRE. I can get it through PK. I can give you that presentation on adoption.
Because we'll need it because some of us just close from work and then just joined. So
okay,
absolutely.
So this is what we'll do, Francis. There's 2 ways you're gonna get it, right? You go to YouTube, sure. Facebook, HRE TV. You can rewatch all this. It's recorded and it's there. And also, if you go to TapTapSend, Ghana on Facebook, you can get it as well. And also, there's a WhatsApp chat platform that we have, and we're gonna put a link in the chat on Zoom chat. If you click on the WhatsApp link now, it's a chat will automatically take you over there. Once you join, tomorrow morning, when he send me the presentation, I will drop it in the chat room so that everybody can have access to it. Those of you that want it. So I will send the link to the WhatsApp chat room over here, Facebook, everywhere, so that if you click on the link, you automatically becomes part of our HITV family chat room where we discuss topics that we want to hear and things that we want to talk about. So those will be the two avenues that you get it. The social media aspect, which is the HITV Facebook and YouTube, TapTapSend Ghana Facebook, and also the His Royal Empire chat room where we'll be having all those conversations over there. All right, lawyer. Yeah, that was it. Thank you, Francis. Yeah, that was it. So by no also don't know what that GIS and Mr. And Koda, na we show the pedomefro. Why na fidi ye di nkobo 102B na ya born bibia bede preko. But that's a pa lawyer. Keep being an awesome friend and also an awesome person to serve Mother Ghana and those of us in the diaspora. So you do a lot of stuff and we are very, very grateful. So with that being said, no, yeah, that was our by Nyankupo Show, no count.
Me that's it. Nyankupo Show. Me part me some more question.
Hey,
me question.
TapTapSend. Okay, TapTapSend.
Can you do TapTapSend from Ghana to Europe?
No,
but you're not.
It's only one-way street.
But you're not yet.
Lawyer, you perceive SSS can in a Bremo Ghana, and you perceive in one way. Why?
Yes, we will be able to see a Bremo Binamus.
Mufama good father, the Bebre.
Hey, but just I said, well, no, TapTapSend the HITV, we disassociate ourselves from comments here. Tadia Kaya, ye nibushi. One
tax. It's so much tax now or Barbary.
Yeah, that was it. Yo, Busia for me the chat room, no information the better sources. Yeah, Cyber Director David. Over to you. So lawyers, if you want to stick around, that we have Q&A with TapTapSend. All the questions that concern TapTapSend. No, again, if you want to stick around, if not, your time with us, no, it has been appreciated. Yeah, that was it, lawyer. Now, Bonsu Chitre. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No question.
Pacho, regarding TapTapSend and as a lawyer, and we really say.
TapTapSend, Miss.
Okay, perfect. Pacho, say good evening.
Okay, good evening. That's it. Mama Suntem Timinim say, Ebia will be a bisadia, but Mom Missa. From a child and I will rate to it, and I will form by Ebi Mo say. You were hey, and this country. You download do we no never this and this guy. Download do be. If you are over share it was super moody. Say 11:32, 11 something. Ebisu ye 11:53. Timpa mucho. I didn't know ya netisa.
Auntie Pacho, for the past 2 weeks, Niba make me like I said. Your main competitor, you're beating us out, and I see, and we've never been to 11:32, and they're paying about 11:38. We can near 11:40. And yeah, we need every time, but for the past 2 weeks, we've been very competitive. Auntie, I didn't tell Eboha rates the highest every time they say, oh, hey, you call, we go to the market, you're in charge of fees, your call markets now, near top cities now. Near a buy and Kakane that's on exchange rate in a less than 1% credit margins, no. And for the past 2 weeks, actually, in margins, but we're not even getting profit because we're pushing as hard as we can, especially to help grow America. In the past 2 weeks, I can confidently say, because I watch the rates every single morning, said we've been extremely competitive. But your 11:53 now, when did you see it? Because I haven't seen 11:53 in the market for a while. But your event now, can I say me? Auntie Bachebi, I'll mute. When did you see 11:53?
Never taught to menka.
But your fees are metonka. But your
sorry, let me mute. I na make us say a jupe. Means what to almost on car.
Yep, jupe.
Yep. 11:53.
Yep, I know jupe.
Zaman bisano. Ya download to be jupe MoneyGram. Asana mo asana keke kan. Enti ya na ye taishe so go ha most na mo de no from pa nti we me nya chance say ma ene mo share zoom so say da
Tina manya chance na mami ebisa di ntia tisad.
And pepe instead of kind, we go to the market, we buy it at some competitive rate as possible. You buy near best time. But so no I can't due pay and say best I heard. Because I'm due pay, I'm very new, I'm less than 2 years old. But I'm what?
And the minimum if you're modi, we need to answer my sendiska.
In 2 years, last year, the buyer in year.
All right, thank you so much.
Uncle
Pachoko.
So, okay, if you 2 years, will be higher than a chain baby. Call common drama. We are way higher than them, and a sun wave, and even I'm about 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, higher than that, like you.
Announcement by Mr. Me patcho me bow.
Director, me
patcho me bow, Mr. 1 second.
Pick 1 second.
No, Director, patcho me 1 second, Mr. I have to log out on YouTube and Facebook. So I have to do my quick announcement. Me patcho, so I will share your Facebook and YouTube. Celebrating on the way, battle sign out on Facebook and YouTube. And Mr. Zoom link no na yenye Q&A with TapTap Send. Ye the money na some by so na me de WhatsApp chat link no ato Zoom, Facebook and YouTube as well. And to Mr. say if we share one ma click on that link and be part of the WhatsApp chat room. So na yenye bet me I discuss the best things you bet me you want to hear on time with TapTap Send. But at this point officially the money na say Facebook for any YouTube for like the money na say mo share na mo tie yen asopɛ mu. So for HR PK dem any team nyina da mase kese pa na ye nyina ya bodompem e wo Zoom ho na questions din nyina ekoso ho na anu ye nyina no ekoso nti bunya mo bra director David and na pamfo ehia ana questions no ekoso am sete bra na wo so bra bebusa question concerning TapTap Send. This is the Q&A section da mo nyina say bye bye director over